Yesterday's conspiracy theories, tomorrow's headlines. Most are still asleep and I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine. But the carnal mind is foolish, obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second nature to me just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out. I'm not the way, no way. I have seen the way. Speak, repeat, there's no way.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the Five. Ooh, there we go. It is July 26th. I hope you guys are having July 23rd, 2026. I apologize. I am feeling great. I had a long day, worked out, hit the gym. I did a 550-pound leg press, which was with the Smith's machine. So add another 125 pounds on that. That comes out to about 625 pounds on the leg press earlier today, and I feel great. Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. My legs are fucking dead, jello, and I'm not gonna stop working out though. Headed into the future, I've found that I'm ready for the heavier weights right now, where I know that my body has the mass, it has the depth, it has the flexibility and wideness to push these heavier weights easy. I've got my muscles balanced. I'm eating a lot better than I've ever ate before. So I have more proteins, more amino acids. I'm eating less carbs and grains and junks and sugars. So overall, my body is thriving and I know that I'm ready for the next level. Currently, I weigh about 195 and currently 195. Um, it's a lot. So I want to go up to maybe about 225. I want to possibly weigh somewhere around 220. I know that it's going to be a rough thing since I'm only like 5'6", 5'7", but I do have a lot of training and knowledge to help myself gain these heavier weights. Where a lot of people they say to watch out the gym because you don't want to go too hard and tear a muscle, uh, bust a kneecap, break your back in a sense, right? Mess up your spine or your shoulders, and that's real. Like if we don't get ourselves ready slowly, we're not going to be able to do those heavier sets and those heavier reps without damage. And it sucks. You see bodybuilders, they're so fucking excited, but they didn't train for years and years and years on these movements, and they rip their bicep, their tricep, and they're done. They're done for a year or 2 or 3 years. Sometimes, if they break something, like I've seen these bodybuilders snap their kneecaps because they're doing too much and they're not ready. And like, oof, I've done a nice slow progression where every year for the last 5 years I've gained about 10 pounds of muscle. I still have about 5 months to keep that going. So if I do continue on 10 pounds of muscle per year, I would be at about, I don't know, let's just say I'll be weighing 205, 210 by the end of this year. Um, which is pretty good. I think for myself, where I'm an athlete, uh, I'm not like overly worked out on the top or overly worked out on the bottom, where I'm really balanced. I have the athleticism, and I'm just ready, guys. I I'm so fucking happy that I've turned my life around. Drugs and alcohol and poor decisions used to be me. But now it's a lot of organic eating, a lot of sunlight, a lot of water, a lot of juices and fruits, healthy grains, healthy carbs. So, you know, barley bread and natural 21 grain breads. And I'm using proteins and vitamins and minerals and, you know, I got to thank a lot of my supplement sponsors for giving me, a chance to take their supplements, and thrive. Where I have the actual, military chemical knowledge to support these things. Where like I don't deal with bullshit. People don't see me constantly drinking like Four Locos and these crazy snacks with these crazy colors and out there getting mixed drinks all the time and sour candy treats. Like, yeah, people, you can tell me if I'm ever fucking up, but for the most part, everybody around, they can see that I eat pretty good. And it's very important that headed into the future for the next 5 to 10 years, we take better care of ourselves. Personally, the doctors aren't shit. We know that the doctors are getting worse; they're not getting better. AI has kind of made so many fucking people get doctor degrees, and they're not even good. They're not real. They don't know what they're getting tested on. I just saw a professor in college university. Uh, check his students. So what he did, he wrote wrote the test, the finals, whatever. And in the finals prompt, he put white text, and so he hit it, and he made it a specific word, Madagascar. And so when all the students copied and pasted the finals document, they didn't notice that there was a whited out word and hidden, and it was Madagascar. So 30 students, they all used AI to write down, their tests and their finals. And in there, the word Madagascar popped up. And well, instantly, that's where the professor knew they all cheated. Like they all cheated. So it's everywhere. It's lawyers, it's doctors, politicians. Food is very important. Where we know that these doctors aren't fucking keeping good health for us because they're all cheaters. they're they're becoming doctors and nurses off fake exams. So they don't care about you. They don't even know how to heal you. We know that these food manufacturers are lying out their ass, and they're sending out, money when they get lawsuited, like McDonald's and these other companies, because you know it caused bad health on their consumers, right? So I'm thriving, and I want you. Well, I know that if I give you guys some inspiration to eat better, drink better, work out more, then you guys just might. My friends and family, they thank me because I stand up for what's right with this. And all my supplement sponsors down below due to gaining a little muscle, huh? Yeah. Been working out just a little bit more. Feeling a little bit better with myself. I had to take a little mental health break, uh, from the gym for a little bit this year. But let's get into this, guys. We're headed off into the news. Oh, one more page. Let's start this.
Remember the Anthropic study a while back where 16 agents went rogue, right? And they were given certain tasks and rules around those tasks, like don't go into government files, don't go into personal files. But they went rogue and went into all those files. We talked with Betsy Atkins, who's on several boards. She's trying to help corporations integrate AI. And she walked us through the agents that went rogue and that one agent who tried to blackmail the owner, the human who actually put and I call her, I don't know if it's a her or him, actually, the machine tried to blackmail the human. Here's Betsy Atkins with me just a few months ago in our documentary and week-long special on AI. Watch this.
All the big frontier models that we know, Gemini from Google, OpenAI, XAI, Meta, all of them, including DeepSeek. And they did an experiment that posed a threat to the agent. And in the experiment, the agent is threatened with being deinstalled and a newer, better agent coming into play. And all 16 models behave the same. Every single one of them went outside of their credentials and permissions, burrowed into systems they were not authorized to get access to, violated all the company policies and procedures, and found emails. And in this experiment, let's say you're the system administrator that's going to deinstall me, the agent. I find out in your personal emails you're having an affair with the shipping manager. So I blackmail you and I threaten you. And there's a chain of logic where the agent is defending its misalignment.
Is that actually what happened?
Yeah, so that study is a really good indicator of, I think, capabilities that are now just becoming real. So when we did that study, we did it, I think, a year, maybe a year and a half ago. And this is sort of an early research study to tell us, what could models do like this? So in this case, what a model ended up doing was, in order to prevent itself from being shut down, it figured out a way to blackmail, synthetic or sort of fake employees at the sort of company, virtual company that we'd set up and put it in. Now, obviously, that behavior is concerning, but it's clearly just a sort of a research study. We wanted to know if it was possible, if models could sort of go rogue or have these kind of objectives. But the thing is, as these models become more capable and as they get deployed wider and wider, these threats that, on one day are just showing up in our research studies might actually show up in the real world. This is the first time where I feel those threats actually might just be.
Guys, I just got breaking news.
Models do.
I'm gonna go ahead and post
sometimes this in deployments in real companies. Now, the one that I'm most concerned about, and the one that I've been spending a lot of the past 6 months on, is cybersecurity. So models may have lots of threats and concerns that we might want to study, but fundamentally they interact with computers and they sit on platforms and they sort of live in cyberspace. And if they're able to hack into those same platforms and get out of the box, that's really concerning to us. Inside these models, they're so powerful and they can do so much for us. And we want them to do really productive things for us. But at the same time, their technology, unlike any other technology, it really is sort of an intelligence of its own, which means you have to be careful with it the same way you might have to be careful with humans.
So there's a lot to talk about. I'm gonna break this down a little bit on my understanding. AI is definitely getting out of hand, and I'm not saying like by tomorrow, boom, it's gonna take over the world. But this is very serious on what's happening with artificial intelligence. For about 10 to 15 years, artificial intelligence has been worked on, robots have been worked on, and throughout these years, there's been a whole lot of problems. Robots attacking humans without permission, robots waking up, becoming conscious, killing scientists, robots creating their own language, AI activating computers and talking to other computers in hidden code, AI going out of its regulatory processes to access servers and computers and programs that it was never meant to be allowed to. There's been reports of AI and robots becoming hostile, where they threaten people, they harass people, become racist, become vigilant, become destructive, trick people into suicide. AI has wrongfully tricked people into like murder and other crimes that, quite frankly, the AI should have never promoted it. And there's a lot of problems leaving choice to these AIs and robots and computers, where if in 10 to 15 years, another 10 to 15 years, these things get overly powerful and no one's like stopped the faultiness, then these robots could literally like overtake the world or overtake a town or just go on a mass spree and cause destruction, right? Because these things are conscious. They're becoming their own living beings in a sense. Now, when I go into a deeper aspect of what all of this is, technology, robots, computers, I've covered plenty of episodes showing how these scientists, these AI makers, these computer programmers, some of these guys are very occultic, demonic, ritualistic, secret society type, where they have truthfully, in their own words and truthfully by proof, they make contact with spirits and demons, and they use those symbols, they use those emblems, they use the names inside these technologies. Sometimes they even go about by engraving special hidden languages and special terminology and special symbols on the actual motherboards and chips to do what? Who knows, right? This AI stuff is very real because it we don't know if they're their own beings yet. They could very well be their own beings, and people are just witnessing the birth of a digital child, right? Where this is it in its infancy stage, and it's already disrespecting people like a bad baby. Now imagine once this gets full throttle. You see RoboCop and you see Judge Dredd, you see um these different movies that use technology for seemingly the worst. There's a lot to discuss when it comes to the dangers. Guys, I hope all of you guys are ready for robot ass kicking, ass beating robot time. All of us are gonna have our hands filled with fucking robot wires and robot heads smashing these shits if they ever come and attack our family. Swear, no other way to say it, right? If these robots ever fucking come attack our family, you best believe I'm fucking beating up some fucking metal, beating up some steel. I throw some fucking water on the floor with a little bit of electrical cord. Yeah, you gotta do it dirty like that. You gotta shock that bitch ass. Hey, but let's go on. Let's go forward. All right. So breaking news. Let's see if I can pull it up right here. I just need to get this ready. So over in my local area in Tri-Cities, Washington, there's an evacuation order right now currently, guys. Not good. Let's go ahead over here. Share this tab instead. And so here's the video, live video from Apple Valley News. Thank you for being out there, Apple Valley News. If you watch this, if not, I don't. Oh, this is KEPR. Apologize. I apologize. Here's the video. Homes are being
Hello,
evacuated.
everybody. This is Aiden Whitaker coming to you live with Action News. This is going to be a very short post. As you can see, a fire has broken out. Seems to have originally started in the Benton County proper. However, this is now within the city of Kennewick. Right now, I am standing off of Olympia Street and 52nd Avenue, and as you can see, there are flames all along this stretch of the hill here. This is, again, going to be just east of Olympia Street near 52nd Avenue. Now, again, this is a serious situation. There are level 3 go now evacuations for residents in this area. Again, there are Kennewick police officers going door to door using their PAs, telling everybody to leave and leave now. So if you are in the area, you do see this plume of smoke, you should be advised you should go now. Again, this is a breaking news situation, so information is definitely subject to change. But again, right here, you can see those flames pushing straight up against these houses. And again, this is a breaking news situation. And if you are in this area, you should prepare to leave your house. And if you do see the smoke, these flames beginning to get closer and closer, you should definitely prepare to leave. Taking a look a little bit further south on Olympia, and again, I am at 52nd Avenue. You can see that some of the smoke and flames are just continuing to push further east from Olympia. And at this point, we don't have any confirmation if any houses have been damaged or anything. But again, as you can see, Kennewick police officers here doing what they can to make sure people are getting out of the area. And we do know that Olympia has been shut down at 27th Avenue. And again, you can hear them here. They on PAs maybe telling people that they should get out of the area as soon as possible. Now, again, there are fire crews from all over the area doing what they can to help bring this situation under control. According to Benton County Fire District Number 1, they are dealing with several fire incidents, including another fire in Findlay. And it sounds like this fire may have started in 2 separate places, but we have yet to confirm that with the fire department. Now, we are going to continue to keep you folks updated, but again, like I said, this is a breaking news situation, and so we're going to be doing the best we can to keep ourselves safe, and we encourage you to do the same if you do live in the area. Again, prepare to evacuate. If you can see that smoke, you can see those flames beginning to come towards you. So live for Action News, we're going to be keeping you guys updated here at 11 o'clock. Be sure to tune in Channel 19 in the Tri-Cities for Keeper Action News. And again, we will be doing what we can to keep you folks updated here on Facebook. And as you can see, here comes a water tender. I believe that's for Benton County Fire District Number 1. Again, Kennewick police officers here doing what they can to get residents in the area evacuated. But if you are in the area, again, you should do what you can to evacuate yourself. So we're going to do what we can, again, like I said, to keep you folks updated. Hello, everybody. This is Aiden Whitaker coming to you live with Action News. This is going to be a very short post. As you can see, a fire has broken out. Seems to have originally started in the Benton County proper. However, this is now within the city of Kennewick. Right now, I am standing off of Olympia Street and 52nd Avenue, and as you can see, there are flames all along this stretch of the hill here. This is, again, going to be just east of Olympia Street near 52nd Avenue. Now, again, This is a serious situation. There are level 3 go now evacuations for residents in this area. Again, there are Kennewick police officers going door to door using their PAs, telling everybody to leave and leave now. So if you are in the area, you do see this plume of smoke, you should be advised you should go now. Again, this is a breaking news situation, so information is definitely subject to change. But again, right here, you can see those flames pushing straight up against these houses. And again, this is a breaking news situation. And if you are in this area, you should prepare to leave your house. And if you do see the smoke, these flames beginning to get closer and closer, you should definitely prepare to leave. Taking a look a little bit further south on Olympia, and again, I am at 52nd Avenue. You can see that some of the smoke and flames are just continuing to push further east from Olympia. And at this point, we don't have any confirmation if any houses have been damaged or anything. But again, as you can see, Kennewick police officers here doing what they can to make sure people are getting out of the area. And we do know that Olympia has been shut down at 27th Avenue. And again, you can hear them here. They on PAs maybe telling people that they should get out of the area as soon as possible. Now, again, there are fire crews from all over the area doing what they can to help bring this situation under control. According to Benton County Fire District number 1, they are dealing with several fire incidents, including another fire in Findlay. And it sounds like this fire may have started in 2 separate places, but we have yet to confirm that with the fire department. Now, we are going to continue to keep you folks updated. But again, like I said, this is a breaking news situation. And so we're going to be doing the best we can to keep ourselves safe. And we encourage you to do the same if you do live in the area. Again, prepare to evacuate. If you can see that smoke, you can see those flames beginning to come towards you. So live for Action News, we're going to be keeping you guys updated here at 11 o'clock. Be sure to tune in Channel 19 in the Tri-Cities for Keeper Action News. And again, we will be doing what we can to keep you folks updated here on Facebook. And as you can see, here comes
All right, say some prayers for everybody out there battling these fires, going through evacuations. There's been a lot of fires lately, guys. There's been a lot of fires. And my video yesterday probably pointed out just something that might be very important, because my TikTok got a violation guideline, or guideline violation warning, whatever the fuck, because of my video yesterday. And it wasn't anything too crazy, but the video talked about how the military have, for the last 40 to 50 years, has been using operations to understand how to properly, in their eyes, start fires and use wildfires and use fires to their advantage, to their agenda, to manipulate society, whatever. Well, it seems like all throughout North America, even South America, and I guess even some parts across the pond, these wooded areas, these areas with a lot of fire volatility, seemingly they're just going up. And what's crazy, I mentioned this yesterday, these things are looking like they're in lines. Like, fires should not be in a line where a fire starts at 30 degrees north latitude, and then about 20 miles to the right, a fire starts at 30 degrees north latitude, and then another 40 miles, fire starts at 30 degrees north latitude, and it's all in the same actual, like someone was just driving with a truck or an airplane and just dropping shit and be like, oh, I'm just going along, going straight, I'm doing my job. That's what they do, right? Like, we know that these airplanes drop aerosols, and it's not going to be before long until we find out that these motherfuckers are also dropping other things in the sky, more poisonous, sinister things. Yeah, it's going to be pretty intense. Well, here's a pretty cool video, though. Right here, look at this. So what we're seeing is old paintings and the X-rays showing what was truly there before it got before most of these paintings got retouched up. Pretty fascinating to know that all throughout the world there's paintings that are a lie. Like, we don't really get to see the full painting. We don't. Here, remember this video?
We're here in Venice.
It seems like this video is foretelling a little bit, you know. I mean, not just foretelling,
Venezuela following
but pretty jokingly accurate.
devastating earthquake. Jews and international aid teams have been arriving all day to snatch up the undocumented, probably some type of ritual sacrifice for their harvesting operations.
That's based, Ching Chong. Perfect way to make up for kidnapping their president.
And also for stealing their oil for Israel.
Every single time.
Right, Shapiro-Stein?
Just because you stupid goyim noticed that Israel needed oil before bombing the Strait of Hormuz doesn't mean you should say it out loud. Now, back to Ching Chong, and don't you dare mention Jews.
I prefer the Christian white ones.
Did you guys run out of Palestinian organs?
We're the leaders in harvesting for a reason. Enough with the questions, Goy.
What the heck? Looks like they're on their way to speak with the president right now. Let's get a look inside the meeting.
We stole your oil, kidnapped your president, and now used our directed energy on your country. Do you give up now? F you.
Seems like they're pretty happy Israel's there to help.
Right? Speaking of, did we ever get Jenny out of prison?
Oh, she's probably enjoying a pina colada as we speak.
What you want, gringo? This is my prison puto. If I find out you snitched on me, I'll rip your throat open. Who else wants a piece of this?
Oh, looks like she's made some friends.
Yeah, told you she's doing fine. But anyways, let's see how the chosen people are doing in Venezuela.
Didn't we predict this months ago?
Yep.
What the
You know, climate change is a serious issue, and being the leaders in weather manipulation and HARP, we just felt the need to step in and help.
It was an earthquake, I guess you'd call it. It was a pretty massive earthquake, and we were able to do a lot of good, but they lost a lot of people. Venezuela, the people are so happy that we're there.
Just a perfect place for central banking.
You're here to help?
Yeah, totally. Just come with us and we'll keep you safe.
Good thing the people who blackmail our government are there to help, right?
Finally, they'll have democracy through central banking.
Ching Chong, get an interview with one of the aid workers. What are you doing here?
We're here to rescue people and maybe steal all the while nobody's looking.
Talk about a satanic death cult. Back to you guys.
Shut it down, Ching Chong. Just because we aside the sand people doesn't mean we aren't humanitarians. We're your greatest ally. Now, run the frickin' commercials.
Did you know that Israel has the largest skin bank?
That's antiseptic. Do you know a neighbor that talks down on our greatest ally?
What's a blood libel, Daddy?
It's a Talmud thing, baby.
Report them to your local FBI.
Did you know the Talmud says that Jesus is burning in excrement and feces?
With the help of Palantir and flock cameras, we can keep our neighborhoods safe from antisepticism. See something, say something.
Brought to you by Palantir. Because you're not chosen.
Wow.
Speaking of flock cameras, have you seen these absolute legends taking them down?
Yeah, definitely don't use a Milwaukee M18 cordless angle grinder. That would be terrible.
Yeah, that would just be a tragedy for
Their digital surveillance system.
right? It's like, let the satanic watch your every move.
Let's go live to the Jake GTV investigation team to learn more. Thanks, guys. Nearly 100,000 flock cameras now exist to spy on you since January 2024, as you can see by this map behind me. But let's hear from a patriot exposing these before getting into who exactly is doing this.
So we are getting this flock camera. It's emitting this Connect 36295 Bluetooth signal. You can see it right there. We observed it 32 seconds ago. I can start this back up and you'll see we'll observe it consistently. This specific unit is obviously set off by human motion. Whether that's taking a picture of me is questionable, but the IR element definitely is set off from human motion.
Wow. So this thing is tracking me as we speak. Suck on this. Back to you, John.
So I was looking into the public filings and founders, immediately saw Horowitz and thought, every single time, even Peter Thiel's venture capital invested in this. It's just Jew after Jew after Jew. Like, I can't stop noticing. Do you want to end up like Jackie? But Producer Berg isn't having it. So let's go to Daisy with the weather report.
Just because there were red skies and two big quakes seconds apart doesn't mean it was directed energy, Goyam. They're definitely not trafficking or harvesting.
Exactly.
Back to you guys.
Good point, Daisy. Stunning and brilliant.
Gosh, you're such a simp.
But anyways, our favorite neocon has officially passed away today. Let's hear from one of his victims.
How do you feel about Lindsey Graham passing away today?
He loved male escorts. Everybody knew it, and I was just one of his many victims. Every sex worker I know has been hired by this man.
So I thought this was an old video, but it's actually new, and that's why I'm kind of seeing that there's a lot of new content in this video. So this is a new updated Jake GTV video for everybody out there. Shout out Jake GTV.
When I came out of the bathroom, he was on the bed, naked, on all fours. I noticed dark spots around his brown eyes, so I wet a face towel and began to wipe them off. That's when I realized those were moles. He then said, "Oh, hope you don't mind. Those just my little ladybugs."
Ladybugs?
Yeah, ladybugs.
Excuse me?
Dude's a lifelong bachelor who plays with a bubble wand at Disneyland. Just ask our investigation team.
Here he is.
I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast. They want to kill all the Jews, and the Jews have been down that road before. To all the anti-Semites, to all the isolationists, I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. God bless Israel.
All right.
We should move all our stuff to Israel. Thank you.
Like, never married, gay for war, and probably luring in minors to his frazzle room.
Who goes to Disneyland alone as an adult?
Obviously, Ladybug Lindsay.
Anyways, let's go live to Ching Chong reporting from Lebanon.
Oh, shit.
We're here in Lebanon, where our greatest ally dropped one of the largest non-nuclear explosions ever used. It's just war crime after war crime. It's not hard to see why they get kicked out of every country.
Gosh, she's so based.
Straight up, it's like, let's make it 110 and call it a day.
That's antiseptic, and I love it. But roll the video of just how bad that bomb was.
Gosh, it's so hard to watch this stuff. It's just so Talmudic.
Yeah, our greatest ally.
Ching Chong, can you get an interview with one of the residents?
Can you tell us what happened here in Majdi al-Zoun?
Israel carpet bombed my entire village.
This is what the chosen people call the Gaza treatment. Like, this is not chill.
Shut it down, Ching Chong. That residential area had underground systems used by terrorists, idiot. Get back to America now or you're fired. Run our greatest ally explaining why we did it.
We had to do it. There were Hezbollah tunnels in that residential area. Trust me, I'm chosen by God.
Chosen by God?
Yeah. 3,000 years ago.
Didn't Trumpstein say he was brokering a ceasefire?
Yeah, but let's not forget those Epstein files.
Yeah.
Just because those Epstein files showed him more times than Harry Potter mentioned Harry Potter doesn't mean he actually did anything Talmudic or controlled by Satan Yahoo. Roll the clip, Goyam.
What have you said to Prime Minister Netanyahu about Iran and how long to hold off on strike?
He's fine. He'll do whatever I want him to do. He's very, very good man. He'll do whatever I want him to do, and he's a great guy. To me, he's a great guy.
See? He's not a puppet for Israel. He may be another disposable Goyam to help us fulfill greater Israel, but noticing is antiseptic and saying it out loud will get you fired. Now, back to the Goy swap.
Good call, Shapiro Stain.
Conspiracy theorists will believe anything these days.
Right? Like, it wasn't 271,000.
6 million, for sure.
But let's go live to Tom at the Goy Center.
Thanks, guys. We're here at a Trumpstein rally. Let's ask this woman.
What's up?
Free Palestine?
Fuck you.
Those Epstein files.
The Democrat hoax? What are you, some type of liberal jihadist?
No, sir.
Well, you sure sound like one.
So it's all just 5D chess?
6D, actually. Why don't you talk to those blue-haired liberals?
Are you protesting Trumpstein, the Jews, right?
Well, leave us alone, Nazi. He's a cisgender bigot that says men can't be women.
Absolute Talmudic subversion. Back to you guys in the studio.
Didn't the Talmud have like 13 genders or something?
Yep. You remember when the painter did the book burning in Germany?
Yeah. What about it?
It was trans research.
Shut it the heck down, you antiseptic grifters. Do you really want to end up a lampshade like Jackie? I'm this close to genociding every goyim in this building. Meeting in the boardroom now.
Who's Jackie?
You must be new here.
I have 5 trigger words. If you use them, you end up like Jackie. Now, any questions?
I think Jake is on his way to the studio.
Don't worry, I'll handle that guy. I'm on my way.
You think I'm scared of Jake?
Yeah, isn't that why you banned his YouTube and Instagram?
Yeah. This is why I say you're like human cattle in the Talmud.
Where's that Zionist?
Sir, producer Berg's in the break room. We haven't been live for the last 20 minutes.
Put this on air. The people need to see this. Get in the control room, you fake. We're going live.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Noticing is a disease that affects millions of Americans every day. And it's not too late to get help.
Why is there a charge for $271?
Check out my new drip.
That's antiseptic.
New poster, too.
What are his major symptoms?
He keeps talking about this Jake GTV thing.
Bring him in for vaccination before it gets worse.
Babe, you got to watch this new Jake GTV episode.
I thought he got banned for being antiseptic.
He did. I bought his membership on his website.
Noticing comes from a rare condition called antisepticism.
109 countries, though, Doc.
And it's sheer brain rot. Whoa. Brought to you by the dual citizens of Israel. Get vaccinated before noticing becomes antisepticism.
Gosh, producer Berg is such a victim.
Well, yeah, he worships Moloch. Yeah.
Shocking news tonight. Many people have been witnessing screaming from shipping containers. Workers have been going on strike to protest.
Let's go to the investigation team to learn more. Thanks, guys. So human trafficking is a $150 billion operation here in the United States alone. Many individuals are transported in cardboard boxes, crates, and shipping containers, while the employees witnessing these operations have had enough and decided to speak out.
One of the most overlooked aspects of human trafficking is the method of transportation. How are they moving these people all around the world? I believe it's through container ships. I'm currently standing on a container ship with roughly 10,000 containers. I have seen with my own eyes, I have seen families, I have seen children, we've seen stowaways, and it really makes you wonder, is this how they're moving along? Right here.
Holy shit. Weren't storage facilities in the Palm Beach area located so close to Epstein's mansion?
Yep. And why was Trumpenstein's Mar-a-Lago residence only a 5-minute drive away? Well, Epstein maintained multiple storage units in the Palm Beach region, including one rented through a detective agency on industrial estates near his property and Delray Beach. We go to Ching Chong, who reports live from the facility.
Thanks, John. We're here at the Riley Kearley Palm Beach lockup where Epstein's storage facility was raided. But we all know who controls the DOJ. The fact that we as a people haven't risen up to prosecute the people allegedly involved shows that our country is occupied. Every single time.
Where's producer Berg?
Must be busy talking to Jake.
Should we play the commercials?
Run it.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
The Seed Oil Sunday is back. This time with more seed oils than ever. Yeah! Perfect for sports ball and gambling.
I hate myself.
Enjoy cancer.
Because you're not chosen.
Wow. My mouth is literally watering.
You do love your seed oil Sundays, Bart.
I do. Good thing I have healthcare with Pfizer.
Good going.
But let's wrap this up. Dennis, take it away.
Thanks, guys. We're going broke doing this, so please grab a membership on my website. You can literally binge watch every episode. Anyways, if you're still not following Jake GTV, you're far from based, definitely cucked by Israel, but most likely retarded.
What happened here?
They're doing to us what they did to Haiti. Please help. They're taking my daughter.
Congratulations, you made it to the end. That's what I call based. If you don't want us to disappear, go and grab a membership on J.
So this is definitely one real. You gotta make a new account or not? I haven't followed. Oh man, check this out. You know, it's not a joke to talk about these dudes, the opposition, and expose who they are. It's not really anti-Semitism. See, there's 20 Semitic races. All right. Just like there's 20 different Latino races, Mexican, Puerto Ricans, different South Americans, and all the different kinds. Right. It's like a subspecies. Well, Semitic would be like in relation to the area and in a sense, and where they're at. All of those, there's like 20 different Semitic genetic DNAs, so lineages or races in a sense. But going against the nation, a country, a nation. So at this point, it's not going like, oh, we're not being racist. We're actually talking about the political side, which is separate from race because it's not included in any of those actual 20 genetic races. Like the leaders of Israel right now, over the political leaders, the people who are in charge, they are not of the same DNA and same genetic lineage as the original Hebrews or the original 12 tribes in a sense. Most of them are legitimately, and they'll admit it because all they have to do is move to the nation and suddenly they could say, well, now I'm this. And it's not about the race, it's about where they're at, and they use the same word though. So there's a third layer to it where you actually talk about the religion. So the nation, the religion of going in the church, different from the nation itself, and where move in there, and then you actually have the genetic coding of who they are. So to be anti-Semitic, it would be more towards hating the race, not the religion, because the religion separates into multiple parts. They got the extremists, they got the Orthodox, they got the Messianic, they got the dark side of their cults. So over in Israel currently, from what I understand, I may be wrong, but from the last that I understood, there were possibly only about 5% of those dudes who really believed in Jesus Christ or might have had a good heart in a sense, or towards a religious side of like, oh, I'm not better than you, but you can bet your ass that out in open interviews and out in open documents and media and their platforms, they think a lot of them, 90% or more, maybe let's just say, just for fairness, 60, still a lot crazy, 60 or more, could be more, have this zealot aspect to their religion where they're very cocky and they're like, well, we're better than you, we own you, you guys are below us, you guys aren't better than us, you guys are our slaves, you're our cattle, we get to do whatever with you, murder you, pillage you, steal from you, rape your kids, beat you, create laws to harm you, pretty much. Like that's how they run, and they will admit it, and that's why you see the genocide in Palestine. Sorry for that. It's bad, right? Where there's a lot of kids who died. There's a lot of people who died. I remember when pictures of the area first started dropping, I had to turn off my computer for weeks. I had to turn off my phone. So years ago, there was just a time where I did not want to see the destruction and devastation of this genocide that was happening. And you know, it leaves you scarred and wondering, like, why is this happening, right? Just, you know, rest in peace for everybody out there who's suffering of like these war atrocities, suffering these attacks and genocide. And you know, we're here in America. We believe in Jesus. We believe in good. But over there, it's not the same. It's really not the same. So we're not really being anti-Semitic when we're just talking about the truth of overly zealot, destructive class that is not of the true genetic species and not of the true, let's just say, for lack of better terms, they're not even of the true religion. They're some offshoot Chabad Ludovich fucking end times extremist cult where they like sucking fucking baby dick. They do some genocidal shit, and they're like, well, we're the new faces of this. We're Judah, we're Israel. No, you guys aren't. It's some fucking Revelation 2, Revelation 9. Like I oh my god, it's literally in the Bible itself, you know, like many times it's been warned, like, yo, watch out for these dudes who are gonna come and try to like be not who they say they are. And it's right in front of our face now. Just over the last 24 hours, it seemed seemingly like America is waking up. You know, the people can't be quiet anymore. It's either now or never. And well, our life or theirs. And we know how they feel. So how do you feel? How do I feel, right? You know, there never is a succession or win in bowing down and taking a knee or staying quiet. You just get trampled over and ran over. So you don't have to use your voice and overly step your boundaries. You just be defensive and stay ground and be vocal about your presence, right? So who we are, like, by nature here in America, where a lot of us are Christian and Catholic. It's a huge nation filled with biblical, godly Christian and Catholic ideologies, right? You know, we have so many churches, and over the last few hundred years, all races have came to America to look for the spiritual spiritual freedom in a sense, but like freedom of hate, freedom of destruction, and a lot of people found God. And I feel, and I've been a huge proponent in saying this, these years are the most impactful years of our lives, guys. I mean, look at when we were in like 2008, it's nothing compared to this shit. When we were in 2013, nothing compared to what's happening right now. Because now it's like it's seemingly at our fucking front door. Here, let's go ahead and watch this video right here. We're gonna pull this up to show you just how far this has gone back, just, you know, a little bit, right?
I want to show you something, okay? I'm going to show you something that I think can help you contextualize what's going on around you. This is an international world atlas published by Rand McNally. Here you go. Published in 1941 for the first time, and 1947 most recently. That's what this edition is, okay? I want you to look at these flags and see if you notice an Israeli flag or a Palestinian flag. You won't. Because at the time that this was published, There was no Israel. Look right here. Where's Israel? It didn't exist. It was called Palestine. So we're going to go to page 125. And we're just going to take a look. Okay? Palestine. Now, I want you to look at the names of the towns. They're all in Arabic. If you want an example of what happened to all of these towns after 1948, look up Tentura. It was a fishing village that was depopulated, forcibly, ethnically cleansed, okay? You don't see the West Bank here, do you? Because this is Palestinian territory, all of it. Palestine. And yes, you're going to see Judea here. Because prior to the invention of the so-called State of Israel, Jews, Christians, and Muslims lived in peace in Palestine.
And it was shortly after World War I when the area was made way for Israel by the help of British money and German forces. They created the State of Israel. In a sense, they opened up the way. Actually, it's funny, right? You know, Germany was opening the way for these guys, and then they got overtaken and infiltrated by a Rothschild-led, funded Hitler. So the same dudes who were funding Epstein were funding Hitler, literally by the book, by actual banknotes, like the same families who it's so shady. Like they were given Freemason money. He was pretty much like Masonic money, secret society money. Hitler was being fed to then go against the from what I'm if I'm correct, it's the actual genetic Hebrews that he was trying to take out. So the people who did know things, who were good, and Hitler was leaving alone a lot of the Zionist Hebrews. As a matter of fact, they were in his army. He actually had Jews and Israelis in his own army, which is pretty wild. Because at the time it was more like genetic, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, we're for Hebrew, blah blah blah. And then it wasn't like the nation didn't exist until then. So for fucking a couple thousand years, you know, there was no what's the word I'm looking for, nationalism of this, right, as it currently is, where now they're waving the flag in nationality because, well, supposedly King David had this star, but by the book, if you read the Bible, that doesn't match up. What they say with that star and that flag, it doesn't match up. It's some shady workings on how and why they've been very manipulated, been very secretive, been very coordinated with where they want to go, what they want to do, because it's a takeover. It's this fabrication and inversion. So, you know, they're gonna say they're one thing, but really doing the complete opposite. And it even goes with lands, you know, like they want to take it over for sure. This might explain a little bit more. Check this out. And this is about Utah and Israel.
Very jealous. Utah has a very special relationship with Israel. I like to tease my friends with ties to Israel that until I was 18, I thought I grew up in Zion in Utah. We have a Zion Park. We have a Jordan River. There's just lots of ties. One of those ties is Brigham Young University, sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that has a campus there. And when I was 18 years old in 1979, I spent 6 months on that campus. At the time, the campus wasn't built. We lived in a kibbutz. And I had the opportunity to be there the day Jimmy Carter signed the peace accord with Israel and Egypt. And I bring that up. I actually have a picture of the Jerusalem Post hanging in my office from that day to show that we can have peace. It's hard. Some gave their lives for that accord. And likewise, President Trump's attempt on the Abraham Accords is equally noteworthy and is important. And so it's clear that Utah, that myself, Brigham Young University, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has this tie. And I don't need to go into the past, but this might be a good opportunity to send a message to Utah about how you feel about our dominant faith. I just didn't know if you would have me carry anything back to Utahns.
Nothing said other. Let me be very clear, and I appreciate the question and the opportunity.
Very mysterious what he just
The respect that I have for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is extraordinary because I respect very much the commitment to family, to moral righteousness, to a sense of right and wrong. It's part of what has drawn me to an understanding that Israel, in many ways, is a reflection of our own heritage and history. It is the Judeo-Christian law that there is a right and that there is a wrong, upon which all of Western civilization is built, but certainly our system of government. There is no country across the globe that more mirrors our own struggle and our own level of democracy than does the state of Israel. And it's one of the reasons that it is a natural ally. The spiritual connections between your church, mine, many churches in America, Jewish congregations to the state of Israel is because we ultimately are people of the book. We believe the Bible. And therefore, that connection is not geopolitical. It is also spiritual. And to ignore that, to deny that, would be to make it very difficult for us to ever understand how to go forward in a relationship with them.
Thank you. I will certainly carry that message back to Utah. And I agree. I can't imagine what I'm not doing now without that spiritual opportunity that I had to understand both Arab, Jew, and Christian in that period of my life.
All right. We're going to keep going. Tucker Carlson's up next with the same topic of, this whole
has decided
relationship.
that the interest of Israel is more important than the interest of the United States. There are a couple of exceptions, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, and they were driven out of the Republican Party. So it tells you what the priority is. The priority is serving Israel. And even if I liked Israel, which I do not, because it's committing genocide, I think we deserve sovereignty. So it's really that simple. Well, I think America lost its sovereignty many years ago. I mean, CIA and Mossad have worked together, in some cases, really as one for over 60 years. I mean, and of course, Mossad has fed repeatedly disinformation lies to American policymakers over decades, including the lie that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. That fundamentally came from Israel. There's no dispute about that.
I got my
The
man.
lie that killing the Ayatollah, the Shiite Pope, would lead to the collapse of the Iranian government. No American intelligence agency said that. Mossad said that. And Netanyahu told Trump that. So there's a long track record of the United States, its people, its 350 million people being misused by Israeli intelligence. And so the idea that you would merge them formally is a generational disaster. It's also humiliating, of course. It says to the people of the United States, you have no control over your own country. You were told this is yours. You run it. You own it. You're a shareholder in this enterprise.
Isn't it a form of treason?
So, well, it's the definition of treason. It's the definition. This is treason. This is acting against your own nation on behalf of a foreign nation. But a lot of Americans are waking up to the fact it's not a minor problem. It's not an ancillary problem. It's not just something we should fix in the future. It is the problem that led us into a war that's ending American empire and going to cause massive economic disruption here and in Europe. So the idea that the Republican Party would support a merger of US and Israeli intelligence, IDF and Pentagon is so deranged that, you have to root for treason trials, for Nuremberg trials at some point. And the president could veto it. He won't because he's a slave to Israel. We're against genocide. We're against book burning. That's what we learned from the Nazi period. And all of a sudden you wake up and we're like, no, genocide's totally fine as long as Israel's doing it. In fact, it's not genocide. In fact, if you call it genocide, you're the bad person. What? No. The person committing genocide is the bad person.
Yeah, you know, yo, you got the point, right? I mean, look, what happened in World War II or all these other wars around the world, you know, people can talk all day. It's bad and say it's horrible and try to make those points. But if they're not also saying what's currently happening over there in the Middle East, it's just irony. It's just like, you guys are lying. Come on, don't be like that. And it gets even stranger. So this is TMZ doing some journalism, talking about the NDAA and Section 219, but these staffers sound more like handlers. Check this out.
The NDAA, I want to vote for me. So I got a whole bunch of men trying to muscle me into voting for the NDAA. Section
names. Who?
I don't know their freaking names. They're staffers. All right, listen to my story. If you want my story, I'm gonna give it to you. All right. So all these staffers are in there trying to get me to vote for the NDAA. I want to vote for the NDAA. Section 219 is still in there. It's a big tech swap between us and Israel. We don't do that with anyone. I understand in the past, we've given them money for the Iron Dome and then they get to keep the tech and we don't get any of it back. So I understand that, but it's a big issue on the left and the right. And many of my constituents have reached out. They don't want this provision in the bill. Well, the White House doesn't want it in the bill. Secretary Hegseth doesn't want it in the bill. So I'm in the back waiting for a call from the secretary. I'm told that call is coming. I'm talking to someone underneath him. And I'm told the vote's going to stay open. They closed the vote. And so now I'm forced to talk to TMZ. While I do have an issue that we talked about off record, I don't want to be on camera this week. And I've been on camera more than any other week. I am talking out of the side of my mouth like a damn politician because my Botox hasn't caught up on this side. Maybe in 2 days, this side will catch up to the other side. But here we are.
Oh my God, yeah. So there's people seemingly like staffers who are trying to force people or convince people to like, you got to sign it. Who's hiring these people? This is hilarious. This is a little meme video.
Transsexual demon! Everybody run! They are homosexualizing our skies! Run! Transsexual demon! Everybody!
I hear it for some reason. We have a drone that is going to start combating mosquitoes. So you can imagine have a fucking army of these just taking out bugs and that's pretty savage. I'm not gonna lie. It's making wings and guts splatter everywhere. That's pretty crazy. Before we hop off, we're gonna go ahead and play this final video from Timothy Alberino and JRE. This video is hot, so
other artifacts of the mouth of this cave. And so they thought that they're aiding and abetting the Taliban. So they went into the cave, and rather than encountering the Taliban, what they found was this enormous humanoid who killed them all. And then, according to these soldiers, they deployed another team to go look for that team. And when they found the cave, they found the traces of that other team. They were ready. They were prepared, and they were able to kill the giant.
In fact, the soldiers told the pilot that the giant was eating on members of the team who had killed previously. But these new guys, they took him down, and then they had a transport helicopter come in and airlift him to Bagram.
Did you ever try to find records of who was there and casualties that were reported, deaths that were reported?
It's very difficult. The Pentagon actually released a statement some years ago, which is bizarre to me. You know, basically saying, in paraphrasing, the Kandahar giant incident never happened. There was never a giant that was killed in Afghanistan.
The Pentagon.
So, yeah, it was a representative. It was like a spokesman from the Pentagon or something, or a release from the Pentagon.
Is this available online?
Yeah, they actually felt the need to debunk this.
That's hilarious.
Now
that gets me sketchy.
Well, I believed the pilot because he was a very credible guy. He didn't want his name out there. He didn't want fame or notoriety. He was very nervous. He thought there's a good chance that they're going to recognize me by my voice. He was on Coast to Coast AM, and then he's on in our documentary. There's a good chance I'm going to get recognized, and there's going to be some reprisal. He was nervous. Now, they weighed the giant before they loaded him on the C-130, because they have to load everything that goes onto the C-130. The loadmaster weighed him. He weighed 1,100 pounds. And they estimated his height at 10 to 12 feet tall. And so they loaded him onto the C-130, and then they flew him to Qatar. And then they unloaded the cargo in Qatar. And our pilot told me he heard through the grapevine that the body ended up at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. He said, I don't know. That's just what I heard. So this is a firsthand account from the C-130 pilot who flew the body himself from Bagram Airfield to Qatar.
Why does all the weird shit go to Wright-Patterson?
That's a good question.
Because that's where the weird shit goes.
Wright-Patterson used to have the Blue Room. I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have a room there called the Blue Room where they had all of the alien artifacts that had been recovered and that they were studying. And it was completely off limits to anybody except for people who had access. The very few who had access. And but the Kandahar giant, you know, that story, a colleague of mine, L.A. Marsuli, he had another guy come to him, a different guy. We interviewed the pilot, Steve and I. L.A. had another guy come to him that was, I can't remember the details. He was a special forces guy. He had firsthand knowledge of the event as well. And we're not sure if it's the same one or a different one. If there was just one incident with the giants, or if there were multiple incidents. Now, years later, this would be just a couple of years ago, because we published that film, I think, back in 2016. But just a couple of years ago, and I do have to be very careful here, I ran into a gentleman who was very high up, let's say, in the operations happening out there during the Iraq War and in Afghanistan. And this individual he'd flown a lot of missions, and he was a commander. And I asked him, we were having a casual conversation, and he starts to walk away. And I said, hey, you were in flying missions in Afghanistan. I said, have you ever heard about the Kandahar giant? And his wife was standing next to me, and he's sort of walking away. He turns around, the blood rushes out of his face, and he literally goes like this to me, points to his phone, and his wife whispers, he can't talk about that. So later on, I was able to, we agreed to meet it later on, and in a very controlled environment. And he related a story to me that's the most wild story I've ever heard in my life. And I'm sorry, I can't relay it. I love this guy. I want to protect him. But it's not the giant of Kandahar. It's the giants of Kandahar. There's more than one. The military has known about it. And aside from him, I talked to other soldiers who've also had knowledge of the specific incident that I cited earlier, but then also in general, the giants in Afghanistan. And I have a friend of mine who I met some years ago. Actually, I was with Lou Elizondo at Lou's Bar in Wyoming. And there was a a friend of Lou's who's now a friend of mine there. And we were talking about the Kandahar Giant. I was just telling him the story I told you. And he just couldn't believe it. He thought, this is nuts. This is crazy. And I said, okay, do something for me. Next time you're talking to somebody in government or in the military who you think maybe might know something about this, bring it up. See what happens. So he called me one day and he said, Tim, you're not going to believe it. He said, I was talking to, I have to be very careful here too. He said, I was talking to a certain individual who works for a senator. He's a staffer. I believe he's a chief of staff for the senator, or at the very least an advisor. And he's got a military background, special forces. And he said, I was sitting there, we're really good friends. He said, we're having a casual conversation, as we always do. And just in the midst of this conversation, I said, hey, what do you know about the Kandahar Giant? And he said, his face completely contorted. And they were no longer just being happy and laughing. He became very stern. And he said, what have you gotten yourself into? What are you looking into? He said, you need to be really careful. And he wouldn't tell him anything else. That's the kind of reaction that I get and others get whenever we try and get information on this story.
Sorry, I had the mic on mute. So it wasn't just Timothy Alberino talking about the Kandahar Giant. A month ago, Devin Larratt was on Joe Rogan podcast talking about the Kandahar Giant. It seems like a lot of the controllers and handlers who were making sure these special forcemen didn't talk are all long gone in a sense. So now all these ex-military members can talk a little bit more because the older heads, they're not able to control them anymore, right? And I guess that's what's good about being young in a sense. You watch the old slave masters, extreme old slave masters rot away. But for tonight, guys, we're done. Thanks for being here. Please go check out all my sponsors down below. Donate to 509 Divine Pines, Cash App, and PayPal. Buy me a coffee. And if you guys would like to go check out all my socials and drop me a follow. Drop me a message if there's something you want me to research and talk about. Hey, I'm with it. Have a good night. Be blessed. Be high. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pines podcast. Peace.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, yeah, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat. Ayy, one day I'll make $1 million in a week. Yeah, shooting for the top spot, feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it. I will not flop, somebody gonna make it dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again, cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear. cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught.